What the fuck is this thing? All of the windshield, for fuck's sake. Oh, fuck. What? What the fuck did I say? That didn't sound for shit, did it? And here, under the hood, we stored something that'll really come in handy if it doesn't fall out and break my leg. Ah! What we're doing is we're building a fucking industrial film. Trying to give these guys everything they can get. I mean, that's it. Fuck it. I don't even know what the fuck I'm saying. We suppose we open... Gotta do it again, right now. Oh, fuck. 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 Oh, fuck. Shit. Tony, do me a favor, will you please? Will you? Will you do me a kindness?
Leave.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to be walking in and out if you're going to fuck up and I got to come back.
I don't make any difference to me at this juncture. Thank you very much. I appreciate that, Tony. Don't slam the fucking door. No more. Listen, I've got to give a clue here now. I don't want any more bullshit anytime during the day from anyone. That includes me. It's going to be very hot. It's going to be very uncomfortable for everybody. Want anybody yelling. We get anybody yelling around here anymore today, and then the shit is going to hit the fan. And they fit the diverse needs of a very big fern, and they fit the needs of a very diverse buyer segment. Why can't I remember? I wrote this stuff. Why can't I remember it? Why don't I say it fucking right? What does the goddamn line say, Tony? What is the goddamn line? I don't give a shit what the line is. I fucked up the word rear. I can't even read the fucking VO straight. What the fuck was that? We got flies all over the fucking place. Son of a bitch. Get out of here, you fucking flies. There's a fly over the headlight, Tony. We got flies coming for us. Fuck. Fuck out of here, you flies. We got 3 flies, 5 flies. And if you will, make sure, if you will, we don't have that fly on the left side, on the passenger side, because we don't have that in frame, but make sure we don't have any flies here. And we don't have any flies. Here we go. Get out of here, you goddamn jackass. I gotta read it again because my mind is just a piece of shit this morning. God, I can't fucking make my mind work. Tony, give me a towel for just a minute, please. That... I'm blinded by that fucking hot light. Goddamn son of a bitch! What do you mean, I'm gonna fall off the fucking thing? Fuck. Just keep running. Bullshit, I'm gonna slate this fucker. All right, I haven't got time to mark this motherfucker. Here we go again. We can't hear anybody. Nobody can talk to anybody.
Still speeding.
Well, turn the fucking thing off, you dumbass. And I'd like to kick your fucking head in. Meet innovation. Money. Fuck. Not even funny anymore. Son of a bitch! Jesus Christ. Fuck! Shit. Son of a bitch. Jesus Christ. Fuck. Shit. Son of a bitch. Jesus Christ. Oh, fuck. Shit. Son of a bitch. Jesus Christ. Fuck off! What the hell's the line? Shit! What the fuck is it? Can't remember the goddamn line. The accoutrement that you will need. Accoutrement? What is that shit? I don't know, shit. It's just all gone. I get so goddamn diuretic when I sit here, and my mouth just never stops. For 1989, each individual storage compartment has this controlled light that you can put up your fern if you want to. How's that? What shot is it? Oh, shit. What did I do? Did I walk through it? It's going to be very helpful in keeping you from falling down, you big dumb son of a bitch. You're disturbing what's left of my brain. Yeah, but my mind is such shit. To say nothing of the flies in my head. Got a fly in my mouth and every fucking other thing happens. If I knew what the rest of the line was, then I would be in good shape. Amazing how I just babble. Uh-oh. I guess my mind is going again.
My body is dismembered from my mind.
There's no words there. There's no words on it. Fuck it. We'll do it live. Fuck it. I've never seen that. Fucking thing sucks. There's no words there. Okay. Ready? Take it away. Go, go. Yeah. Go, go. Yeah. Go, go. Yeah. Fuck it. Fuck it. We'll do it live. Fuck it. Go, go. What's that mean? To play us out? Fuck it. Fuck it. To end the show? Yeah. Yeah.
What is up, everyone? Happy New Year's, no, Leap, what am I trying to say? Christmas Eve. New Leap Eve? Man, we fucked this show up royally from the jump. Anyway, welcome to Dark Horse Live, episode 158. It's Leap Year Eve. Leap Day Eve. There we go, we got it, finally. Hope you guys have a good leap year. I have an announcement for you right up top of the show. Right here. 24 hours only, 50% off Dark Horse Genetics. It's time to plant seeds. It's time to start thinking about getting your plantings ready for the spring, for the summer. A lot of people like to plant out around April out here. So April 1st is kind of when a lot of people target for their greenhouses out here. But it is time to think about seeds. It's time to grab some seeds, and we don't do 50% off very much. It's a limited time thing. We do it very rarely, but go ahead and grab them right now at the Seed Bazaar, only premium or regular side, only for Dark Horse Genetics, not for clones this time, but grab them up. A lot of them are going fast, so I'm not sure how long the inventory is going to hold for what's up there right now, but grab them while you can. It's gone tomorrow at midnight, all right? I also have another announcement that I'm pretty excited to make after a little bit of a hiatus. Drop! We have flour in stores. This is a Colorado-specific message, but right here, the Dab, right here, Rocky Road, Aurora, all the Dab locations, all of them, including the brand new Broomfield location, but we have now officially delivered all of the flour. There's apples and bananas, there's Roid Rage, there's Bruce Banner 3, there's Bruce Banner 5, there's Runts, there's White Runts, there is fire weed in a pre-packed jar, once again in the market in Colorado. Please go grab them, go support Dark Horse, go grab those jars. One thing I will say I thought about it is Dark Horse is truly a mom and pop company in the face of a bunch of MSOs and a bunch of huge money. And if you buy these jars from Colorado, you actually are supporting literally a legacy grower and two other staff members. It's a 3-person company, 3 to 4-person company, and we're all from Colorado. We've all grown here, raised here. We didn't transplant in here. Like, we are Colorado people. We are not MSOs. We are not, commercially traded or any of this other bullshit. Like, we are as small as it gets. We put out high quality flour, we cure it, we put it in a glass jar, we give a fuck, and the flour is fire. So go check it out. All Dab locations, Rocky Road, drops. All right, with that said, I wanted to talk real quick. Something cool happened. Kind of cool happened. I mean, I don't know. We'll talk about rappers and rapper weed real fast. So we get hit up a lot from rappers. I'm not even going to drop names and shit, but we get hit up a lot from a lot of rappers, like when they come to town, that want free weed, right? Like, for the entourage, for everybody, the whole crew needs a bunch of fucking weed. And somehow, through back channels, we always get the text or call, like, so-and-so's in town, and they want a bunch of weed. And I almost always say no. Because it's like, it's not fucking worth it. I'm sorry, it's not. Unless they're specifically going to sit there and wear a Dark Horse shirt and smoke a joint on Instagram Live and talk about how fire it is. Like, no, I'm not going to do that. But there are rare instances where I do bend the knee to celebrities. And one of them is Tommy Chong, which a lot of you guys have known. We worked with Tommy a long time, and every time he comes to Colorado, we're happy to lace him up with flour. Tommy's my guy. And he's not a rapper, but he gets that celebrity pass from us. And then recently, 2 rappers came to town, or I'll just spit it out. So Wu-Tang, RZA, and Raekwon, the chef, are in town to do a concert with the Colorado Symphony. So, and if you know anything about Wu-Tang, you know anything about RZA, the Abbott, the GOAT, basically, he loves to do like symphony type performances and shit like that. But we got the call, hey, Raekwon, the chef's in town, Riz is in town, they want some joints. Can you hook them up with a bunch of pre-roll joints? So, of course, we're happy to oblige my guys over there. But it's funny to me whenever you have to hook up rappers, you have to hook up the whole entourage. And the entourage is massive. It's not, particularly a Wu-Tang entourage, it's like, it goes deep. There's a lot of fucking people. And I'll say this much, they never pay for the weed. I'll say, like, I remember one time, I'll just tell the story of, like, this is what typically happens when a rapper comes to buy weed in Colorado from a shop. They will come, show up to the shop. I remember, like, Little John one time showed up, or it was Little Wayne, Little something, showed up one time to a friend's store, and they wanted to grab some flowers. Everyone's all excited. They're like, oh, Little Wayne's on his way down here to grab some flowers. This is going to be cool. He's going to come in the shop. They never come in the shop. So the shop will always go out of its way to make this cool caretaker bundle package for these rappers, penny it out to 1 penny, and then waiting for them to show up. When they show up, it's in some SUV, and they literally never get out of the car. They send in a security guy. You'll never meet them. And then they go out, they take their free weed. You don't even know if they're in the car. I tell you right now, you could pull up to a dispensary in a blacked out SUV and say, Snoop's in the car, he wants some free weed, and 9 times out of 10, these dispensaries would be like, all right, we'll get him a package, and you don't even have to show his face because they don't show their faces. But to RZA and Raekwon's credit and everything, they hooked us up. We got them, go to the show and all that other shit. So they're all, there's a few people sometimes that I'm like, yes, I'm happy to hook these dudes up with weed. But 99% of the time, the rapper weed, free weed, we're in town to do that. It's like such a fucking bullshit joke that I don't know. I mean, what's your guys' thoughts? If some rapper at any level, from D level to A plus level, came to town, would you want to hook them up with your flower just because you said you hooked them up with your flower and know that they had it and they smoked it and the entourage smoked it? Or would you give 2 shits about that? Is that cool to you, or is that not cool to you? Because honestly, I'm pretty well over it, and it never really pans out the way you want. But at the same time, there's a few people that will get my attention, and you say anything Wu-Tang, and I'm like, I'm there. I am there. So, yeah, let me know. All right, anyway, on the show tonight, we have CraftFarmer. CraftFarmer is an excellent cultivator. I didn't know him super well until, as of recently, we started talking a little bit, but I wanted to bring him on the show because the man knows his shit. And I think you could all stand to learn a little bit of something from everybody out there, but there's probably something you can all pick up and learn from one CraftFarmer. He has a really cool academy going. He teaches you how to do shit. He's got really cool products that he has for sale that are actually useful. Products that were born out of necessity more than like, I'm going to knock off everything on the market. No, this guy figured out things that like, why isn't there a product for this? I'm going to make one. So CraftFarmer is a really cool dude, and I'm happy to bring him to the show. So without further ado, here's CraftFarmer. All right, everybody, here we are with CraftFarmer. Thanks for coming on the program, man. I really appreciate you making some time to join us today. And
of course, thanks a lot for having me.
Absolutely. With that, we kind of always start with our guests, and we sort of ask them to take us back to the origin, man, like the origin story, if you will. I've kind of know a little bit about you just from spying on your Instagram and hearing you on some other podcasts, but I believe you have a kind of a wild origin story. I heard something that, correct me if I'm wrong, but you were born NorCal, I think it was, in no electricity, no water house. Is that correct?
Yep. I was built in a cabin that my mom and dad chopped trees down with an axe and skinned the bark off, and then built a tiny cabin that me and my brother were born in.
That's fucking sick. So, I mean, you were built for this life, one would say. But yeah, if you would, kind of tell us your earliest memories of cannabis.
Yeah, so I mean, like, cannabis has always been a big part of my life without, me even knowing it at the time. My dad was an old school Mendo hill farmer the whole time growing up, and it was just part of our life up in NorCal and out in the woods of Mendocino and rural areas. Like, it wasn't ever something that was, out of the normal for us, seeing camp and seeing huge trucks going down the road as kids, and fucking pot plants and branches growing out the back as we're pretending we're on dirt bikes. And it was just like, it's so crazy now to sit here and look back and reflect on my childhood. I spent a lot of time reflecting on my journey and what I've been through and where I am and just everything. And it's just such amazing thing that was such a part of my culture. Like it was basically almost like part of my DNA. You know, I'm very lucky for that. I'm lucky for where I grew up. It's a big reason I'm as crazy as I am, and I fantasize about a lot of shit. I compare a lot of stuff to, you know, in business. I'm fantasizing a lot throughout my day, and it's just I think it has a lot to do with a lot of like my creativeness as well.
Sure. I probably did a pretty shitty introduction, but for those who don't know who Craft Farmer is, he's quickly becoming a legend in the Southern California. I think it's Southern California, but in California, you're like a massive brand, in my opinion. You've definitely caught our attention all the way out here in Denver, Colorado. But you do flower greenhouses, you have amazing grow technique, you obviously know what you're doing. And then beyond that, you have products that you kind of started to release to the market, which we'll dabble into a little bit or we'll talk about a little bit. But I guess if you will, kind of talk to me about the origin of your cannabis growing career, maybe smoking career. When did you start growing, smoking? Obviously, you were kind of born into it, but take us back to the beginning.
You know, yeah, I didn't really start smoking till I was like 18. You know, like I'd take a puff here and there, and we'd smoke when we were wheeling, like, you know. But I've always, you know, I wasn't really into it when I was young, and I'm glad for that. You know, like I see other people and the dabbing and all that shit. I feel like at such a young age can be a little detrimental to your, you know, your brain development and the way your laziness and other shit like that. But that's just opinion. But for me, I didn't get into it till later, till I was about 18, 19. I started smoking like every day. And at that moment when I started smoking, I knew it's hard to explain. Like I had this epiphany that I had to grow. Like it was beyond wanting to grow. I was like, dude, I have to grow. I can't be buying this shit. I don't know where it's coming from. And like this crazy fucking fire just like came over me, and I was on just this fucking mission to grow. I was like, dude, I have to grow. And I was seeing people around me who were growing and getting kicked out of houses and getting caught and getting in trouble. And I was like, I'm not fucking growing in a rental. Like I have to fucking get a house, and I have to live in a house that I can control, and no one can fucking try to come in here whenever they want. And at the time, I was only making $17 fucking dollars an hour. And so like, there's no way I was getting a home loan. Dude, there was this chick in my work. Her name was Allison Fowler. I'll be forever fucking grateful to her. But I went to her and I was like, yo, Allison, I need you to make all my W-2s for me, all my pay stubs, all this shit as if I made this much money. And so she made all these things for me. I blew up fucking all my pay stubs. I copied and pasted all the numbers. I moved everything around. We had a stamp of my boss's name in the safe, and so I'd write letters and say, Lance is getting this bonus, and I'd stamp it. And dude, looking back now, I got a full fucking doc loan on all these fabricated documents that I made with Bank of America. But what pushed that whole thing to make all that happen was my pursuit to wanting to grow cannabis. And like, I was so fucking infatuated with the fact that I had to grow it and that I didn't want to get fucked with, and I wasn't going to let anyone pull me out of like a house or kick me out or come in, that like I went on this crazy fucking warpath of 2 years of saving money and producing all these fake fucking documents. And I got a full fucking doc loan from Bank of America, all on fake documents.
I could appreciate the hustle. So in those early days of growing and that first endeavor there, any cultivar stand out to you that was like special early on in your growing career? What did you start growing?
1000% Granddaddy Purple, all
Sure.
day long. Bay Area legend. Fucking, you had GDP back then. Your weed's getting sold. It was just, that was the shit, you know. And just Oakland, Bay Area, like it's crazy because like it almost reminds me of like the runts now. Like obviously there's way more growers, but back then we were all growing GDP. If your shit wasn't Granddaddy Purple and it wasn't purple and it didn't have the nose, like good fucking luck. We don't want to fuck with you. But everyone else, they couldn't get enough of Granddaddy.
That's sick. As far as like that initial setup, did you kind of go like balls out, or were you sort of just like a DIYer kind of specialist sort of home grow kind of deal, or what was your early setup like?
Dude, I was planning for years, bro. You know what I mean? Like dude, I remember getting the fucking house and like it all happened and I'm just like, oh my fucking God. Like here I am making 15 bucks an hour. I just bought a $500,000 house in Santa Rosa, no money down, full fake docked. I don't even have the fucking money for the next 4 months rent, but I had saved up 10 fucking grand. And I knew with that 10 grand, I was building a 4-lighter. So I got 4 8-inch ducted fucking HPS hoods. I think back then it was like Sun Systems. It was the 8-inch air cooled reflectors. So yep, air cooled was life. AC in the window. Had a little portable DHU. I had 2 fucking 70-gallon reses under each 4x8 tray. I ran the garden hose through the bedroom window to fill my reservoirs and flood and drained it. And my first hit was 5 pounds of Granddaddy Purple.
Hell yeah. So I imagine it kind of was successful. You're able to parlay it into sort of where you are now. But what were some of the adversities you may have faced early on in those early days, kind of on this mission that you were on?
Dude, the crazy thing is like, you know, we hear a lot of people talking nowadays and they act like, oh man, it's so hard now. It's been fucking hard since day one. Like going all the way back then, that was 2006. And back in 2005, even having my first grow, I remember like it was dollar to fucking dollar of those. And I was like, I just remembered thinking to myself, like, you know, back then let's say you only get 5 pounds and you got 15 grand and 3 months of rent is 12 alone, not including power and all this shit. And back then we used to fucking put our little shit in an envelope and set all the envelopes aside so like we wouldn't fuck up because it was literally dollar to dollar. But like, I think one of my strongest suits is like, I've been at the fucking bottom. I've slept in my fucking car. I've eaten pork and beans in the streets. I've had everything taken from me from the government. I have absolutely no attachment to anything. If I get stripped tomorrow, they can't strip me of my fucking will, my imagination, my pursuit of success. So I don't feel like the pain like a lot of these people do, and a lot of like the people who are struggling and rode highs and now they're lows, and you know they might have gone to fucking Thailand here and there, and like I just feel like I've been struggling and I don't know any different. I've been grinding since day one, so I don't think it's any better now than it used to be. I remember 10 years ago, I would sell indoor for $1,500. Like it was all about who you knew. So I have no attachment to money. I have no attachment to my pounds having to be worth a certain fucking amount. I have no attachment to a lot of shit. So I don't feel like the struggle anymore. You know what I mean? Like
Sure.
I got past that shit at a long age once like I realized like I'm going to be taking a lot more losses in my life and I can't get hung on any of it.
Sure. I mean, I can respect that. The game is not easy in any way, shape, or form. However you look at it, like the grass is always greener on the other side. I'll say that. Like it, you know, and
Always.
take that mentality is the kind of the right way to take this or to go through this. I'd heard early on something about you, which is you started in the industry by just making hats and making apparel. Is that in fact true, or what was the whole hat story?
No. The hat thing was like 15 years after I'd been growing. So I like to say like the last time I had a real job I was 19. Everything after 19 has all been cannabis, and all my money and everything I've made has all been because of cannabis from the age of 19 forward. So everything people see online, everything that I have, everything I've accomplished, everything is because of my life's work with that plant. But what happened with the hat thing was, you know, I think I'd been on like Instagram for like a year and a half, and I always wear hats, and I didn't really like having, like, I had all these ideas of I wanting my own fucking hats. And so that's how CraftFarmer.com got started. That was the catalyst of starting a website so I could sell these fucking hats that I liked.
And they
So
were
it was more just a hobby thing, you know, and then Craft Farmer the next year did fucking $3 million in sales.
fuck yes. Well, I guess I'll jump backwards again then. What were the early days like with like the Prop 215 era for you? Did you dabble in any dispensaries or any of that, or just wholesale to them, or did you mess with any of that early legalization medical California days?
Oh yeah, fuck yeah.
I imagine you have a story in there. Everyone's got a story about their Prop
It
215
was it
days.
was it was it was great. You know what I mean? It was awesome. I used to fucking take my flower to the dispensary and sit outside it in line with 18 fucking people, and I knew that my bag was just louder than everyone's.
Yes.
You know, and I'm very proud of it. And I would go in and fucking be at Mercy Wellness, and I'm sitting there, and there's like people sitting next to me, and I'm like, oh, what are you here for? They're like, well, man, if they're gonna see my weed first, they're not gonna buy yours. Like, I was just always like, I like that. I like the fucking, I guess, kind of shit talking, kind of construction, fucking vibe mentality. Like, I thrive on that. I love it. Like, I like it when my peers talk shit to me. I like it when people talk shit to me in the comments. I like engaging with people. I enjoy it. You know what I'm saying? We can all shake hands after the game and say good game, but like, I want to fucking play, and I'm coming to win. Like, you better bring everything you've got because I win a lot.
Sure. I've heard you use the metaphor before in other podcasts as being a pirate, which I thought was clever and dead on, because it's like a lot of us, we are pirates in the night. You know what I mean? And sometimes we band together and take out that other ship, and other times we're like we're just rolling solo, confident with our guns. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I'll take on this ocean, this new world. Like, I got no problem.
Yeah, what really did that for me is like there's so many cliques and so many camps, and like it's gotten so much worse in the last years. We're like, oh, I don't want to fuck with you. Oh, you don't use this nutrient line, or I use that. Like, it's just got so weird, and so for me, I just wanted to make it very fucking clear that like I might fuck with you one day and I might not fuck with you the next day, but most importantly, I'm looking out for me, and hopefully, you know, we don't have any issues, and you're not all in your feelings. But I just want people to know, like, if I come at you, or we butt heads, or we're competitive, like, you don't have to go home feeling any type of way about that. Like, at the end of the day, professional athletes get traded all the time. They're on all different kind of fucking teams. I get it. You better fucking rep your team hard. I expect everyone on my team to rep my fucking team hard. But I just want people to like let their fucking guard down a little bit. Like we can agree to disagree. We can have some fun. Like you don't have to get offended that I'm proud of who I am and what I've done and where I come from.
Sure.
You know, and so I feel like our society is a little soft nowadays, and I seem to trigger people, and I like just telling everybody exactly how I feel and how I am. And I think that if people live their life like mine, that I think they might be a little happier.
I mean, I like that analogy of calling it kind of like professional sports, because some of the best growers I know out here in Denver, Colorado, who don't own facilities but are just specialist growers. They've worked for 3, 4 different teams, but they're professionals as they go along. So they're all about that team when they're on that team. But when they get traded to the next team for more pay, it's like, absolutely, this is a professional thing. So it's like, if this guy goes over here for more pay, you know, it's like, I just look at him as the best professionals play on the most teams in some cases.
Correct.
Yeah.
And you can never hate another individual for leaving your team for a better opportunity. And whether you think it's a better opportunity for them or not, it doesn't fucking matter. Whatever that person thinks is best for them, and we should just be cool with it and support one another. If one day you work for me and the next day you don't, it doesn't mean anything. All of a sudden now I don't like you because you've decided that you want to change in your life. Like, I just don't fuck with that kind of shit. And a lot of people are super personal about that, and I just want to kind of disrupt it. You know, I feel like I'm a slight disruptor of our industry, whether it's fucking vibe or team, or like, you know, I want people to know that they can fly their own flags also, and they should be very proud of themselves regardless of where they are or what they have. They should not be comparing themselves to other people all the time, and they need to fucking put their flag down and be proud of the land they have, of whatever fucking lights they're running, and they can be proud of their pursuit of being a better cultivator.
Sure. It's also, as you mentioned that about the money, it's like so many people seem to want to be millionaires and shit. It's like, man, having a good career is fine with me. You know what I mean? Like existing, you know, above fucking, you know, average is just fantastic for me in many ways. So it's, you know, there's something about this mentality where, like, because of the black market and the previous way that this plant was cultivated, it like comes with this gangster mentality kind of at times, and that is slowly being phased out to, like you kind of mentioned, more of a professional sort of thing. But yeah, I just relate to a lot of the ways that you think about stuff.
None of us want to do any of that gangster shit. None of us want to be in any gangster shit type of situation. I don't ever want to be in a situation where I feel like I have to fucking defend myself like I've had to in the past. I don't ever want to be in that situation again. I don't ever want to be in a situation where I have a firearm pointed at my face. I don't ever want to be in a situation where I'm around another human being that wants to take from me like that.
Yeah.
I am
So
so gangster fucking mentality that I don't want no part of that, and I don't want anyone around me to have to deal with it.
sure, I agree. I kind of want to pivot to Craft Farmer present day and just the current state of things. So, for those that don't know, you know, what would you call your company as of now? Because I do know that you have cool products, but you're also a cultivator in the state, correct? So, what would you
Yeah,
classify Craft Farmer as now, if you were to explain it to the people?
I'm a cultivator. CraftFarmer is a cultivation company. We run day-to-day operations at multiple facilities across the United States. And when I say day-to-day operations, I've come in and designed the facilities, outfitted the facilities, sold the facilities all their equipment, hired their facilities staff, make the facilities calendar, control environmentals, run all the irrigation, and continue to motivate that fucking staff so that they're at the top of their game every single day. So first and foremost, I'm a cultivator. I'm I'm a salesman by accident. It just kind of happened, but I'm a cultivation company. Um, when I think of CraftFarmer, I think of one of the most giving companies in the entire industry as far as tech, as far as help. I get people asking me, there's nobody I ignore, regardless of what the request is. Like, I've just got this weird thing where I have to fucking answer every email, every text message, and I try to help people with anything that they need. And it's just something that is instilled with me. It's in my DNA. It's just, I don't know what it is. It just is, and so I feel like most importantly, I'm a puzzle piece in millions of cultivators' journeys and their success.
I like the way you say that. It's really hard to do what you do in the sense of, I didn't necessarily know. I knew that you were consulting, but I didn't necessarily know that you were running kind of multiple operations all over the place. It's really hard to do, and you highlighted on it. You can provide the SOPs, and you can kind of show them one time how to do it, or you can give them like all the instruction in the world. But it's kind of hard for them or for you to maintain the attitude that needs to happen to make the place just thrive. And like, it is just a pure grind mode kind of, it comes from a different place. It's not reading an SOP. It's like, and for you to kind of keep the staff going there, that's got to be a challenge. But I'm kind of curious, like, what is the most challenging part of trying to run multiple facilities at the same time or coordinate with the staffs?
I think the most challenging part is just keeping everybody tight together. You know what I'm saying? Like, these guys, like, it's pretty wild, but like when you go to these facilities and you ask these people, who do you work for? They tell you, oh, I work for CraftFarmer. I might only be there once a month for a week, but like I have these people's respect, dedication, commitment. Like, these are my people. Like, I hired them. You know what I mean? I've taught them. I've put all the work into keeping them there, to maintaining our work-life balance, helping them fucking crush it, in a cultivation setting. So I think the most challenging thing is all the people, the owners, there's so many fucking parts of facility things, and being an operator across the United States, like running fucking facilities in Michigan, and like, it's a trip, dude. It's a fucking trip. So I think the biggest challenge is just keeping everybody focused, keeping everybody moving forward, reminding everybody why they're there, and keeping everybody just super positive and motivated. I got to tell you the story about a customer I have in Colorado. This embodies exactly who I am and what my company is. I had a kid come to I had a class in Santa Rosa. It was an all-day cultivation class, and this kid named Michael Kramer came, and he had like 10 lights in Colorado, and he was like, bro, I want to fucking be a commercial cultivator, and my dad's got some money, and he said he'll buy me a facility, and do you think that we can pull this off? And I was like, look, dude, there's nothing you can't fucking pull off if you have me in your corner, and if you follow my direction and my leadership, there's nothing you can't fucking pull off. In less than a year and a half later, I talked his dad into fucking investing $1 million, buying him a facility. Michael Kramer now has, I think it's high tech. I gotta look what it is real quick. I don't want.
It sounds really familiar.
He's fucking crushing it. He's got 300 lights. Everything's fucking all his flowers sold out. I couldn't be more proud of him. High fuel in Colorado. He's fucking crushing it. And like, he sent me this message yesterday, and he was just like, Lance, I just want to let you know like how fucking grateful I am for you, and everything that you've done, and every fucking thing you've ever said, every word, everything you've told me to do. You have never led me the wrong direction, and I am fucking crushing this facility under all of your tutelage and your guidance, and I can't fucking thank you enough. I'm blown away every time I walk in there. And like, I got that message, and I sent that to my dad, and I'm like, this is why I fucking do it, Dad.
Yeah, those are the best ones.
This
Best
is why
messages.
I focus on so many other people than only what I have going on, because more rewarding than anything is when another fucking man, a grown-ass man, tells you how many lives you've affected, how much food you're putting on his entire village's plate.
Sure. That leads me to another question that I just naturally have to ask. What is one of the things that you see most common when you are called to like a job, when someone's coming in, and like, what is the big problem that all these people are having? I mean, I know there's a lot to it. You got to run the system, right? But at the same time, what's the first thing you see when you walk in these places and you're like, what the fuck are you doing? I'm sure you see it over and over and over again.
I mean, I still walk into facilities when I'm not even like hired. I just happen to be there, and I'm looking at it, and I'm just fucking blown away that they have a facility. I'm blown away by like their method and their cultivation skills, and that's when like that little fucking kind of like greedy selfishness, kind of like I hear voices in my head, and it's like, oh, you know, I don't look at it as a positive, but you'll hear like the kind of fucking voice where you're like, oh, you should have a facility, and you should own this, and you should have what these people have. And it's like, no, you know, I have everything I have, but the lack of knowledge and how old the tech is that people are doing, and that there's no ambition inside of them to do it better or do it on like the level that I do it on.
Sure. I'm curious about some of the products that you have now kind of developed or worked with and have brought to market. How did that come to where you decided, hey, I'm going to sell, like, first of all, you have one particular product that I'm actually interested in, which is our warehouse doesn't have floor drains. It's the most maddening thing of all time. We always have these fucking weird setup fucking pump situations going on. Like, it never fucking seems to want to work right. And I just noticed that it's like this man has solved floor drain pump issues with one product, and that's just one of your products. But yeah, you want to break down some of your products and why we have them?
Yeah, so back I want to say it was like 2020 when I came online with the Mercy Wellness facility with the water cooled LEDs and everything. I kind of came into that project after like the epoxy was done, before benches were put in, before equipment was hung, but like the lights were in there, and like I'm looking and I'm like, dude, how are you guys going to do water? What were you going to do with all this? How are we going to do the irrigation? And nobody had any ideas or any reasons, and nobody knew what they were going to do. So I basically just built out that facility as if it was like one of my traps, and how I was setting up irrigation at the time. And then I was literally on my fucking stories. I mean, that's where CraftFarmer really kind of started coming out, as like that original facility. And during COVID, I was doing, fucking 24, 28 stories a day. I was in that place alone. I was entertaining myself. I was so blown away at the fucking level that I was on. And every fucking day I was so just taken back and overwhelmed that I had made it this far, and that I was cultivating legally like this, and that I was growing in this fucking spaceship. And it just made me seem like a fucking madman. And really that was just a kid in a candy store, you know what I mean? Like not being able to hold back, and not being able to hold back my feelings, and just being fucking raw. And a lot of people fell in love with me for that reason. But people started messaging me every day being like, bro, how do I get this? I want to buy that. I want this. Like, the only reason I started selling that shit is because people asked for it. You know what I mean? I wasn't trying to fill a hole, or literally people came to me every day and was like, I want to buy your whip kits. I want to buy your whip kits. I was like, okay, I'm going to put them on the store. My first year, I sold $3.5 million in fucking whip kits while still full-time cultivating and making these kits in my fucking living room.
That's fucking dope.
So that's where the store started. And then from there, shit just kept selling and selling. And then, the next year I did $5 million. And then someone comes to me online and is like, dude, will you fucking do a Patreon, please? Like, the amount of shit you save and you tell us in your stories and all this knowledge, and then they're just gone in 24 hours, and I have no way of getting them back. So this I wish I knew who it was. He sent me this link and told me to fucking start this Patreon. And I remember in the beginning, I was like, oh man, I shouldn't do it. What if nobody signed? You get that little bitch voice back in your head. Like, what if no one signs up and you only have 2 people, and are people going to judge me? But I was like, you know what? Fuck it. Like, when have I ever let this shit slow me down? My first year on Patreon, I did fucking $650,000 in the CraftFarmer Academy. And since then, it's just grown into, like, back then it was just me making videos POV, like some, cheap thing. And now we've really gone into it. I've gotten a lot of help with it. Now I have my director of cultivation for my company, Alex, running it. And we have just some insane fucking cultivation tech on there. We can take facilities and turn them around. We've turned a lot of big fucking facilities around on a tiny ass little membership.
All the way down to the home grow too. You guys help everybody, obviously. That's the beauty of the academy, is like it's there for everybody.
Dude, I've had guys with tents get $10,000 cultivation jobs across the country and move there, and they're crushing it. And they had no experience before, but fucking studying that CraftFarmer Academy like their life depended on it.
Sure. I'm curious about one specific product that you started offering, which is under canopy lighting. It's something I haven't really messed with a lot, but just talk to me a little bit about it. You're a fan. You endorse it. Why the under canopy lighting? Just to increase yield, to get the lowers to hit?
The biggest problem. I'm trying to get some more light over here. The biggest issue I noticed when I went from HPS to LEDs was the light just does not penetrate the canopy like it once did. And I would grow amazing flower, but let's say you do 2 pounds of light. In California, and I'm sure it's everywhere else, our market is so strict. I got 2 pounds of flower, let's say. Now I got to take my smalls out. Now I'm down to fucking, let's say, 2 pounds, 1.9. Now I've got to move. Now I got to take out the fucking green pieces. So now I'm down to like 1.7, 1.6. Then I got like 0.4 of this greenish fucking shit that no one wants. And then I got 0.2 of smalls. And I'm like, dude, this isn't going to work. Like, watching what's happening and how tight the market's getting, and people not being allowed to have blended packs anymore, where it's like purplish green pieces and everybody's getting picked apart. There was a company called Thrive that was out there, and they kind of like were the first. I mean, I've seen other people utilizing under canopy light, but for me, like, Thrive was the one where like they were like, oh, we have this under canopy light. The problem was it was just a veg light. It was a veg light from multi-racking, and it was a white light. You still see a lot of people using that. You still see a lot of cultivators using that white light, and it's the wrong fucking spectrum to be using. So I used the light. It grew me more fucking larf, no smalls, more green buds. So I was like, okay, I see something here. I'm a glutton for punishment. I'm a glutton for trying things out. And like, I just had this fucking belief that like, if I could, I'm not the first to use it. People have been using it forever. If I can dial this in and do it better than anyone else is doing right now, it's going to save my garden. So more than anything, it was just from a cultivation standpoint. Then when I had like 4 or 5 different lights made. Finally, when I got the red, the far red, the deep red, the 120 watt, my fucking gardens just started smashing. And like, all of a sudden, that whole feeling of being at mercy the very first time, overwhelmed, like walking into your garden every day and being like, oh my fucking God, like, bro, to get 6.2 fucking pounds in the bag on a 5x5 with a 620 watt overhead, it's fucking mind blowing. And like, you don't even like, it's so hard to comprehend. You're counting your turkeys like 20 fucking times. Like, are my numbers right? Are they really here? Like, is the scale off? Like, dude, it's so fucking exciting, and it's so rejuvenating every time I walk into my rooms, and every fucking day. I don't think there's another fucking grower out there that shows as much shit as I do. I will show you every fucking trap, regardless how ugly it is. I show you the badass fucking facilities, but I focus on the trap because I want everyone to know that you don't have to have a multi-million-dollar facility to grow good flower. And if you can do this in the trap, you're going to be able to do it on a larger scale. And so it's just the fucking results are so amazing. I'm just sharing it with everybody, and everybody's fucking crushing it. Like, I'm literally sold out of 3 fucking containers landing because people's results are so insane.
Well, fuck yeah, there's a testimonial right there. If they're working, they're working. You know what I mean? That's fucking sick. Now you've got me very intrigued. Yeah.
Everybody's like, oh, well, why should I buy your light? Well, I see that fucking Think Grow just came out with their inner canopy 3-sided light. There's Faven now out of Sacramento. Compare me to fucking anyone else. Not one other of those companies is showing you the quality every day, is posting their fucking yields. That's it.
Or
you
even
buy
cannabis
this light
growers.
because it's the best one. It was made in the trenches. I'm using it every fucking day. That's why you buy it. You support your own.
I fucking love it. What's next? Are you developing anything new that you can divulge on the podcast?
Dude, to be honest with you, like, it was everything that I've done, I haven't even meant to do it. You know what I mean? I don't even have that. I never had the ideas to be like, oh, I want to make this product and sell it. Oh, I want to do this. Like, my only concern right now is how many people can I help and how fast can I help them? And hence why I did the academy, because I can put it somewhere where thousands and thousands of people can go to. I can give it 100%. I can focus on making videos and putting all that information in one place. I'm just going to keep doing what I'm doing. Grow super fire flower, share genetics, share tech, and share things that work. The under canopy lights are the only thing that you can buy other than an overhead light and get 100% of your investment on your first pull.
Sure. Let's talk genetics briefly. I'm curious what direction you're steering some of these guys in when you're working with their facilities. Do you have certain cultivars that you like to see these guys grow, or you sort of work within what they have, or are you trying to sort of lace them up with some fire shit?
So for me, I'm I go with the flow. So what I mean by that is like whatever the market wants, that's what I'm going to focus on. I don't want to fucking try to fight that shit. Like, I see a lot of my friends fighting the market and being like, oh, well, I want to breed this and I want to do this. And all of that is great. And those passion products are fine. But I'm not steering anyone into growing shit that they can't sell. And right now, the candy craze is the fucking thing. So I'm growing candy. I want to grow in the facilities what the people want in the streets, what the rappers and shit want to come and buy from my fucking partners. I want to do what the streets want. And so everything I'm doing right now is candy. I just released a Cutthroat Collection box, which is the Cutthroat candy reversed. That was bred by Ian, my good friend Ian, Uncle Dad Vibes in Sacramento. It's got wedding cake, Skittles, runts. It's just got a lot of fire shit in it, and it's very, very unique. And so we reversed that and then crossed that to just every fucking candy strain I could get my hands on.
For sure.
And so I would love to grow a lot of different shit, and every once in a while you'll see me growing, OGs and gases and chems and just random shit I'll put in my garden that I've been saving. But it's very hard to make money with that kind of stuff still, So candy's the craze right now. We don't know when it's going to change, and so pretty much everything I'm doing is going to be candy because I want the tickets. I don't want to sell $1,200 packs.
Yeah, I hear that. Go ahead and tell the folks, if you would, where they can grab your stuff. Obviously, your Instagram's been on the screen the entire time, but we'll throw it in the description for you of the YouTube video. But websites, links, the Academy for the Patreon, all that stuff. Let them know.
Yeah, CraftFarmer.com. Obviously, my website. I've got everything there. CraftFarmerAcademy.com is the website to the Academy. On the bottom of that page, I have a banner for my SOP for the under canopy lights. So it's just what I do, help everybody with that. And then basically all my social media. One thing that's really cool right now is I just started working with XL Energy out of Colorado.
Oh, yeah. Know all about them.
And I've already in the last 6 months, I've gotten Colorado cultivators $1 million back in under canopy rebates. So whether you have HPS lights, LED lights, if you've already got rebates, it doesn't matter. Colorado is an Excel Energy, whether you're fucking traditional market, black market, caregiver, or licensed, as long as you have commercial power, they're buying you under canopy lights, they're buying you overhead lights, and they're free. So tap in with me, and I'll be happy to help you out. I've got a great relationship with Excel, and they've been very supportive of me.
I can confirm this, guys. If this is no bullshit, if you're in Colorado, and a lot of you are, because that's who's watching this show, you guys need to check this out. You can literally get your lights for free on a rebate from Excel. We did a rebate on our lights at the warehouse and got them basically all for free. And yeah, I didn't know that you can go after you've gotten one rebate. I didn't know you can double dip. So we may have to be talking about some undercandy.
Yeah, so
rebating those fuckers right back.
Speaking of that, bro, like I think we have like 6 or 7 months to do it. I'd love to hook you up and get you under canopy lights for free. Like it's absolutely incredible. Like without a doubt, I'm averaging right now across the 13 strains that I've been running since the under canopy lights, I'm averaging 43% yield increase across all of them. Some are over 60%. Some are fucking, around 35%. But if you just look at my Instagram right now and you look at the room I just harvested, that was the room that we did 6.2 pounds of light with Mile High Dave's Dante's Inferno. But it was fucking crazy. I literally did, with 1,000 LED watts, we did 6.2 pounds trimmed in the bag.
Fuck yeah. I mean, that's crazy. Those numbers are absolutely insane. And if that doesn't make you spin your head around a little bit when he talks about those yield increases, then I don't know what you're doing here. But yeah, you guys need to go check this stuff out. And yeah, you absolutely.
And it's no smoke and mirrors at all. Like you're basically everything that we would always lollipop and skirt and cut out and throw away. It just all fills out really, really nicely. And then the rest of that plant is benefiting from that far and deep red, and you can see it in your top colas and the quality and just the sheen and in the grease of the bud. It's really fucking cool. I debuted those lights in November at MJ BizCon, and now every single fucking lighting manufacturer has an under canopy light.
Try to knock it off, If they knock it off, it's the trend. It's the next thing, you know what I mean? So
For
kudos
sure.
to you, man, for the work done to do that. You know what I mean? It's got to be a little frustrating to see all that knockoff shit happen, but at the same time, like, that's just a compliment to
It
like
doesn't.
you unlocking the key to something here, man.
100%. And again, like it doesn't bother me whatsoever. I'm just glad that I'm playing a little part in it. Again, like the coolest part is being a part of everybody's success. So, and I'm a cultivator. Again, if all this was taken from me tomorrow, if the fucking pirates raid my fucking sea ships and take all my under canopy lights and they don't land, I still work for the plant at the end of the day. So I don't have any complaints at all.
Excellent. With that, I guess I'm going to give you the last word, man. I really appreciate you coming on the podcast, giving us some time this week or whatever. And yeah, anything you want to say before you get out the door? Anything we forgot? Anything you wanted to mention or talk about?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not a betting man, but put all your motherfucking chips on me. Like, I will not leave you astray. You don't lose. Everyone in my camp is eating. We all fucking win. And I have real results I post every single day. And if you don't fuck with me, you can still eat off my table. CraftFarmer.com. We decimate the fucking competition. We got the greatest under canopy lights in the industry. Full money back guarantee if you're not happy. Cut the check with Craft Farmer.
Fuck yeah. Thank you, man. Thanks for coming on the show, bro.
All right, brother. I really appreciate you guys. Thanks again. And then anyone in Colorado, listen, the government has fucked us for a long time. Take advantage of these rebates and let them buy lights.
He's dead on. Thanks, dude.
All right, brother. Take care.
There's Craft Farmer for you guys. I'm not sure if it's lagging for everyone or just us on our side, but sorry for the technical difficulties if you're experiencing them. But with that said, we're going to do some free shit and get out of here for this week. So, moving on.
It's free!
Yeah, it looks like it is lagging. Sorry, guys. I see it in the chat. So, I don't know. It's the power of the interwebs not working for me, working against me every week. You don't even know what it takes to bring this show to you every week. We fight the internet. I'm just randomly picking a pack of seeds out of the Sin City collection that I have sitting right next to me. And this one is Peaches and Petrol. Georgia Peach times Blue Petrol. It looks like it is from the Blue Petrol Limited Edition Neon Gas line. I believe these are regs, but I'll have to look it up, or you look it up if you win. The way you're going to win them is you're going to send an email to the email on the bottom of your screen, darkhorsegeneticslive@gmail.com. In the subject line, you're going to write Sin City, and we will pick the number, how about 58 for episode 158. Number 58 will be the winner. In the subject line, write Sin City Seeds, email darkhorsegeneticslive@gmail.com. That's it. That's a wrap for the show this week. Thanks for Craft Farmer for coming on. Don't forget about the sale that's only going on for 24 hours. And yeah, we will see you same bat time, same bat channel next week. I even have my outro song for you this week. I added it and everything. So here you go. Peace.
Little pirate gay fish, come sit on my shoulder today. Little gay parrotfish, sit on my shoulder today and make me a fried shrimpy dish with some soy sauce. Super fried egg roll, triple fried fried rice, triple fried rice, baby. 2-for-1 egg roll, super triple fried rice, triple fried rice, baby. Don't forget the soy sauce. Chan chan chan. There's my gay fish song, dudes. What?